Namaskar. I am Suren Pratap Singh from India Meteorological Department. I welcome all of you our daily weather briefing program today, that is 26 March 2022. Now I am start presentation. Here I am discussing about weather observed during past 24 hours. As maximum temperature recorded 40 to 41 degrees centigrade in many parts of Vidarbha and isolated pockets over Saurashtra, Marathwada and West Madhya Pradesh. The maximum temperature were above normal by 2 to 4 degrees centigrade at many places over West Rajasthan, at a few places over Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab and West Madhya Pradesh, and isolated places over Jammu division, Haryana, Chandigarh, Assam, Meghalaya and South Gujarat region. And no heat wave condition was observed during past 24 hours over the country. And extremely heavy rain at isolated places over Meghalaya and heavy rain at isolated places over Assam and Manipur was reported. Chief amount of rainfall in centimeter: Assam, Meghalaya, Cherrapunji, especially Meghalaya, Cherrapunji, East Khasi 14 centimeter, Haflong 10 centimeter, and Manipur 8 centimeter rainfall was occurred. And this is the highlight of today's presentation. Fresh heat wave spell likely to commence in isolated pockets over West Rajasthan from 27 March and extend gradually eastward during subsequent 4 days. And light to moderate rainfall activity with isolated heavy rainfall very likely to continue over northeast India during next 24 hours and decrease thereafter. Including this, light to moderate rainfall activity over southern peninsula is likely to continue during next 5 days. Here I am discussing about synoptic features and one discontinuity or trough from Vidarbha to South Interior Karnataka across Vidarbha and Marathwada and North Interior Karnataka at lower tropospheric levels, and one cyclone circulation lies over southeast and adjoining southwest Arabian Sea in lower tropospheric levels. Including this, southwesterly winds from Bay Bengal to prevail over northeast state at lower tropospheric levels. And this is the forecast and warning. Due to the strong southwesterly winds likely to continue to prevail from Bay Bengal to northeastern state at lower tropospheric level during next 24 hours. Under its influence, light to moderate, fairly widespread rainfall very likely over northeast India with isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall very likely over Meghalaya and isolated heavy rain over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram during next 24 hours and decrease thereafter. Including this, isolated light rainfall accompanied with thunderstorm lightning very likely over South, Ganga to West Bengal and coastal Odisha during next 24 hours. And due to the confluence or wind discontinuity or trough over southern peninsula at lower tropospheric levels, light to moderate, isolated to scattered rainfall very likely over Kerala Mahe, Tamil Nadu Puducherry, and Karnataka during next 5 days, and over coastal Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema during next 24 hours. Including this, isolated heavy rainfall also very likely over Kerala during next 24 hours. And thunderstorm, lightning at isolated places, activity also very likely over interior Karnataka 24 hours, over Tamil Nadu next 48 hours, and Kerala and Mahe during next 5 days. And strong surface wind 50 to 35 kmph very likely to prevail over Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh during next 48 hours, and dust rising winds speed 25 to 35 kmph very likely to prevail over northern parts of Rajasthan on 28 and 29 March 2022. And now I am discussing about maximum temperature and heat wave forecast. No significant change in maximum temperature very likely over most parts of northwest India during next 2 days and rise by 2 to 4 degrees centigrade during subsequent 3 days over many parts of West Rajasthan, South Haryana and South Uttar Pradesh. And no significant change in maximum temperature very likely over most parts over central India and Maharashtra during next 24 hours and gradual rise by 2 to 4 degrees centigrade thereafter. And maximum rise in maximum temperature by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade very likely over Gujarat state during next 2 days and fall by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade during subsequent 3 days. Rest of the country, no significant change in maximum temperature. And now I'm discussing about heat wave. Heat wave condition very likely to prevail in isolated pockets over Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat on 26-27 and over West Rajasthan during 27 to 38, over South Haryana, Vidarbha and West Madhya Pradesh during 28 to 38 and over South Uttar Pradesh on 38 March 2022. Here I am discussing about weather warning in graphical form. Heat wave condition likely to prevail over HP and Gujarat state during next 24 hours. In day 1, thunderstorm is likely over entire Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Gangetic West Bengal and Odisha, including northeast states. And heavy rainfall is also likely over Kerala, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, and very heavy isolated places over Meghalaya also. On day 2, that is 27, heat wave is likely to continue over HP, West Rajasthan, Gujarat, and thunderstorm activity likely over Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And thunderstorm activity await from the northeast and East India. On day 3, that is 28th, heat wave is likely to extend eastward, West Rajasthan, South Haryana, Vidarbha, West MP. On day 4, that is 29th, West Rajasthan, South Haryana, Vidarbha, West MP, and thunderstorm also on day 4 over Kerala, and day 5 thunderstorm activity continue over Kerala, and the heat wave is spread eastward as at isolated pocket over West Rajasthan, South Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, southern parts of Uttar Pradesh, Vidarbha, and West Madhya Pradesh. You can follow us our website mausam.imd.gov.in as well as many social media platforms as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and mobile app as Mausam app, Damini app, and Meghdut app. And thank you very much to listening me. Namaskar.